Good morning to one and all. In the previous class itself, we discussed about these different types of dynamic compaction. That means dynamic means whenever a vehicle or any other extra material is moving on a particular substrata or strata, automatically the ground will be densified by proper mechanism. That means whenever there is a moving object on the particular strata, those comes under this dynamic. That means static and dynamic we are having. Static means at a particular position, but in case of this dynamic means which is a moving load or any changing of with respect to particular position. This dynamic comes under. Due to those dynamic compaction, we are having four different types of ground improvement methods. In those, first one is the dynamic consolidation, replacement, compaction, rapid impact dynamic compaction. That means four are related to only this densification method with respect to different points. That means in the dynamic consolidation means with respect to a single point, total land will be consolidated. Second one we are having is dynamic replacement. That means with respect to different points on a particular soil level. Next one, rotational dynamic compaction. That means rotating with respect to a particular origin point. Next one, rapid impact dynamic compaction. That means rapidity. That means one place where you having some amount of forces, we need to increase or decrease with respect to the soil properties itself. The are the total four types of dynamic compaction techniques, and those explanations are explained in the previous class. Okay, this fourth one we didn't completed. Today we will discuss about this fourth one and another topic. This fourth one comes under this rapid impact dynamic compaction. That means rapidity. That means more amount of force or huge amount of response. Rapid means, and impact dynamic compaction. That means impact means a sudden load or a certain amount of force which is applied on a particular body. Those loads are called as impact loads. Normally these seismic loads are comes under these impact loads because the seismic forces are comes with respect to with not respect to time. At any time they will come onto the earth surface because of this settlement of underground substrata and soil types, so that these earthquakes are comes. That means in future days we are not having these earthquakes, but in nowadays these earthquakes are very frequent to any part of the globe. Why? Because we are extracting a huge amount of natural resources like this petroleum, crude oil, natural gas, and other substrata materials, so that the some part of the earth will be having huge amount of works due to this extraction of the material, so that a settlement maybe occurs in the sublayers due to these voids, so that settlement comes under these types of primary waves and secondary waves. Whenever those settlements having a particular place, those settlements comes under this primary waves and secondary waves. Whenever the settlements is takes place on a particular strata, due to those settlements a huge amount of substance is dropping down at a particular velocity, so that the velocity will be distributed into different forces with respect to time and other conditions, depending upon the material properties and densities and other different criteria are along acting on act on those particular points, so that all those dynamic forces and other impacts and comes under those seismic forces. Related to the scientific forces and other technologies, this method was introduced for compacting a particular soil depending upon their particle size and bonding and other structural parameters. That means related to soil. First one we are having is the rapid impact compaction. That means rapid with respect to time, impact with respect to proper materials, and compactions is a ground improvement technique that densifies shallow loose granular soils using a hydraulic hammer. That means normally we are observing different hammers in our localities. That means in our homes and other surroundings, etc. In our first year we are having engineering workshop. In those also we are having this hammer and other things to make a different components. Likely we are having here hammer effect. That means by using this hammer effect, we need to densify the soil. That means particularly it is a hydraulic hammer which is repeatedly strikes a impact plate. That means we are using here hydraulic hammer. That means hydraulic forces normally we are using nowadays in the cranes and other rollers itself to produce these artificial waves and other moving equipments. That means normally a human can lift up to 100 kilos or 150 kilos, maximum amount of 150 kilos, so that in case of moving huge amount of loads, we need to have to use these hydraulic machines. From one place to another place, we need to shift a huge amount of loads, particularly in wooden. Normally we have these wooden structures. To move those wooden structures from one place to another place, that means normally in forests and other conditions, we have growing these large amount of trees and others for wood purpose, so that we need to transport those wood to other places, so that we need to use these hydraulic equipments. In olden days we are having huge amount of manpower, but nowadays those men are not sufficient to lift those loads, so that we are using these hydraulic equipments. Likely in this case also we are using these hydraulic hammers to densify the particular soil by a rapid movement of jet onto the particular plate of the which is covered on a particular surface. Next point we are having is that the energy is transferred to the underlying loose granular soils and rearranges the particles into the denser configuration. First of all, to understand all of those 5 points, we need to have some amount of these pictorial representations. That means here we are having a crane. In the previous also we are having a crane which is having a weight is dropping from a certain height, that means h. That means weight having mass of w and height is h, and depth of foundation we are observing is d value from ground level to the subsurface. Likely we are having here a crane. That means a crane tamper accelerometer with fluid mechanics. That means fluid with the machine accelerator. That means fluid is the help of we are having hydraulic hammer. That means hydraulic properties. That means we are using here a fluid for transmitting huge amount of force onto the particular plate. And the second one, we are having a total station or any other dumpy level which is used to settlement. That means how much amount of settlement was occurred due to the applying of this hydraulic force on a particular strata. All those things we need to measure with this total station or any other surveying equipment. After that we are having van with receiving and processing units. That means whatever the data which was collected on those particular total station or any other surveying equipment, the total data will have to process by using this software system or any other system which was used to note down the settlements occurred on the particular site itself. Next one, van having a receiving and plotting unit by using this diagram. That means first of all a FM, that means a fluid mechanical operator will receives that amount of forces onto the particular plate. Those forces can be dissipation. That means dissipated into the particular strata of the soil. After that strata we are having this signal collector. That means a signal collector means whatever the densification will occur, those signals will be collected to this total station by using different processing units and others. After that data will be transferred to DAS, that means data acquisition system, and another signal is sent to the digital oscilloscope. After that those settlements and whatever the readings we are having, those will be printed but by means of a different kinds of tally sheets and other tabular forms we need to have. That means what are the initial values we are having on the site after the processing of this hydraulic hammer with respect to these cranes and other things we are using in the particular site. What is the values after the process? Those things we need to have, and we have to check what amount of settlement was occurred on the particular ground itself due to this mechanical process and work, so that there is a pictorial representation. By using those pictorial representation, we need to have to study these points, and we need to some amount of knowledge on those particular system. Second, the energy is transferred to the underlying granular soils and rearranges the particles into a denser configuration. That means whatever the energy which was pumping from a particular fluid onto the plate, due to the different forces, the total granular soils which are lying below the ground level, those will be arranges. Arranges means in a particular uh, normally in the sandy soils or silty soils we are having a large size of particles, so that there may be a huge amount of voids lying in between those particles, so that we need to densify by reducing the voids or any reducement of water content. Those two things are mainly important, reducing voids or water content. Those two are important to densify the particular soil, so that we are using this technique to densify the particular soil by decreasing the voids by using these hydraulic hammer effects and others. And third one, we are having the impact locations are typically located in a grid pattern. That means in the previous we are having grids. That means the total soil whatever we are having, that means we need to mark it as a grids. That means if it is a rectangular shape, that means we are having length and breadth. We need to divide the total length and breadth into n number of parts. In each and every part we have to use it as a grid. That means we need to have apply these forces in each grid, so that the total land will be densified in a proper manner. Otherwise we are having some amount of irregularities. In one part we are having huge amount of density, another part we are having less quantity of the density, so that the system will be waste. That means the whatever the system we are following will be totally energy will be wasted and time will be wasted, so that we need to have follow these grid patterns, so that we have to notice for the first grid what is the densification we done, what is the value occurred on the particular site, so that each and every head we need to notice the values those coming. Particularly here we are having one grid, likely we need to have some n number of grids. So total n number of grids we are having different quantities and values. Next we are having is the treated granular soils fields have increases density, friction angle and stiffness. That means whatever the soil we are treated by using this effect of rapid impact dynamic compaction, so that the total soil will be densifies with respect to density, friction angle and stiffness. Stiffness means stability of the particular soil. Next one we are having is the technique has been used to increase the bearing capacity and decrease the settlement for particular planned structures. Here we are having a definite term of planned structures. That means what are the we are having a different structures according to their nature and importance, so that we are having some important structures as previously we discussed. Normally we are having we have to live in a particular structure. Those are having some important factor is so less, because in the living structure we are having only few quantity of the people, but in case of these industrial structures and educational buildings we are having huge amount of manpower lying on those particular structures, so that there may be some impact factor we need to have to particular structures. Industries means there are huge amount of workers working on the particular site itself for manufacturing process and other processes. In a particular software buildings and others, huge much amount of workers are designing a particular software. Likely we are having different buildings. Before going to construct a particular building, we need to give proper data to the designer. It is a particular building for this purpose. I want to consult you for the designing this building. Likely we need to mention our data to the designer, so that the designer having different techniques to and different important factors for the designing of the structures, so that whatever the values we have to apply on the particular soil, what is the basic soil bearing capacity of the soil, how much amount we need to want for constructing the building, all those can be comes under this point. Okay, next one here, this diagram we already discussed in the previous slide. Next one, we are having a vibro compaction method for the densification. In this one, this is the vibro compaction. Normally this is the basic diagram for the understanding of what is a density. First figure, we are having a loose soil, that means soil which is having particles arranged in a proper manner by layer wise and column wise. That means row wise and column wise we are having particular sort of particles arranged in a particular manner. In the second diagram, we are having huge flotation, that means loose soil and flotating soil. That means in the loose soil there is no water, only voids are present in the particular matter. But in case of flotation soil, particles are floating on a particular surface, means there is a proper improper medium lies on the particular soil strata, so that the total volume will be equal to 1.05. That means huge amount of voids, automatically the volume will be increases to 1.05. That means 5% of increment compared to normal loose soil with respect to floating soils. After that, we are having this dense soil. In those dense soil, we are having a tight bonding between the particles. Why? Because of we are applied a huge amount of vibroflotation techniques and other techniques. That means huge amount of after huge amount of vibration, the soil particles will be bonding like in this diagram. That means no less quantity of voids and a huge amount of tightening properties, so that the total volume will be changed to 85%. Normally it's having a volume of 1. After the densification, the volume will be changed to 0.85. That means voids will be removed in a particular soil strata. This is the pictorial representation before going to the soil, after in case of the vibration, after settlement, after the time of vibration, the particles will have to move in different directions. Okay, due to that, the particles having flotation capacity. Okay, after the diagram, we need to study these points, because first of all we have to come a particular picture in our mind. Definitely after that picture is there in our mind, we need to have some points extra to our knowledge. First one we are having is the compaction of granular soils is by depth vibrates is known as vibroflotation. That means compaction of granular soils by depth vibrators. Depth vibrators means normally we are vibrating a particular soil on a ground level itself, but in case of these granular soils, we need to use these depth vibrators to obtain particular vibrating and particular strata. Next one we are having this method is also known as vibroflotation. That means why? Because in the second state itself we are having floating properties obtained to the particular soil particle, so that this method is called as the vibroflotation. That means in the second part, the total particles are floating like a water molecules. That means whatever the substance we simply throw in a water, the particle will floating. Why? Because due to less quantity of the density and different parameters which are acting on the particular matter itself, the particles will have to flow. Likely in the flotation technique also, in the second stage we are having flotation property of. Third one we are having is the natural deposit as well as artificially reclaimed sands can be compacted to a depth up to 70 meters. That means natural deposits. These natural deposits where we have to obtain means in the near to the river beds. That means in the rivers itself naturally water is flowing with a particular speed depending upon the water level which was obtained on the particular river itself, so that we are having different kinds of river, perennial rivers and imperennial rivers. That means some of the rivers are flowing throughout their lifespan. That means in the 365 days they are flowing. Some of the rivers having less quantity of water, particularly in case of drought seasons, huge amount of water in particularly rainy seasons, so that we are having different forces in different seasons. Okay, that is the main property of the rivers. Why? Because of this availability of water throughout the year. Okay, we are having discussing that the intensity of compaction varied because of the capacity criteria. Previous point, natural deposits, that means natural deposits means in the rivers itself we are having this sand as a major naturally depositing mining material. That means we are obtaining this mining into the rivers and we are getting this sand. Natural deposit is the example is sand, we are getting it in the river beds and other. Artificially reclaimed sands can be compacted. That means compaction means whenever we are having these sandy soils nearer to the river bed, that means what are the places which are nearer to this rivers, those are having some sort of this sandy properties. Why? Because of this deposition and others. Naturally we are seeing in some of the areas, whenever we are having huge amount of floods, automatically the total areas will be buried onto the particular months and periods of time. That means 4 weeks or 6 weeks of span, the total soil will be with the cover of water, because of those are lying nearer to the river bed, so that if there is a huge amount of water, automatically those lands will be buried into the water up to few days. After that there is less quantity of flow, the water will be drained into slopy areas and settles down. Example of this area is these areas are Godavari region. In our Andhra Pradesh, in Godavari regions and Krishna regions, we are having these places. Naturally those are calling as ముంపు ప్రాంతాలు అంటారు. మనకి ముంపు ప్రాంతాలు అంటే whenever we are having these rainy seasons, automatically those are having these problems. ముంపు ప్రాంతాలు. Next one we are having is that the intensity of the compaction can be varied to meet bearing capacity criteria. That means intensity of the compaction. That means intensity is very high. There may be huge amount of bonding properties and soil bearing capacity. If the intensity is low, there may be less quantity of the bonding and soil bearing capacity, depending upon the whatever the method we are using and up to which depth we are compacting the soil. Those comes under this intensity of the compaction and other things, bearing capacity. If you need a huge amount of bearing capacity to particular soil to retain a huge amount of 30 story structure or 40 story structure, we need to go for deeper compaction and huge amount of soil bearing capacity to withstand the particular structure without any settlements. Next one we are having is other improvements effects such as the reduction of both total and differential settlements are to achieve. That means settlement. If there is settlement means downward movement of the particular earth surface due to gravity and other different parameters like water and voids and other different parameters naturally occurring or any other. All those are comes under this settlements. That means the soil has to settle up to proper content. Those are called settlements. In the particular settlement area, we are having a foundation lies on the particular area. That means the total structure is settled up to few part into the ground. That means there will be differential center to center line for the particular structure. Automatically we are having some part above the ground level, some part below the ground level. Okay, there may be a definite cracks will be occurred on the particular structure due to this settlements and other. Normally in a small scale of houses we are observing these cracks which are coming onto the beams and other small to the slabs and itself. Those cracks are occurred why? Because of this faulty design in the footings and other structural parameters itself. Those are the major to the structure why? Because of these faulty constructions. Next one we are having is the risk of liquefaction in a particular earthquake prone and areas and other drastically reduced areas. That means earthquake prone areas. What are the earthquake prone areas? That means few places are having huge amount of earthquake occurring in a particular span of time. That means the total soil will be a faulty soil having huge amount of voids, so that if there is any vibration from the particular earthquake, automatically the total structures will fall down. Example for this earthquake prone areas is like our Japan. In the Japan itself we are having huge amount of earthquakes occurring year to year, so that they are normally constructing a small houses with the help of naturally occurring materials like bamboos and other woody structures. Why? Because the woodies will have to use in a different manners after the demolition also. If there is a concrete, there is a demolition of the concrete, we need not to have to use in the second time. Why? Because we have to use fresh cement and other properties for binding purpose. In case of this wood and others, we need some amount of additives to stick those two materials, woody materials, so that normally these wooden materials are using in the particular earthquake prone areas for construction purpose. This is a major cause. Risk of liquefaction means total liquid is whenever we are having some amount of liquid is poured on a particular soil. If there is any void, automatically the total volume will be sink down. Those kind of situations are called as the liquefaction problems. Those are majorly occurring due to these earthquakes and other voids which are presenting on the below ground level. For example, we need to take this picture. If there is any earthquake, that means huge amount of vibration comes on a particular soil. Automatically, the soil will be densified. Automatically, the densified means the ground level will be varies from part to part of the structure. That is the difference. Next one we are having is the principle of sand compaction or vibroflotation. The basic principle. What is the basic principle? For every vehicle and other technique, we are having some basic principles, so that the physical principle or chemical principle or biological principles, whatever it may be, we need to follow, and we have to use those basic principles to improve our technology from day to day life. Now, normally olden days we are using a different technologies in computers, like we are having huge amount of computers, but nowadays we are having small cell phones and other to transmit the data from one place to one place. Those are all with respect to technology and basic principles of the semiconductors and others. Likely we have to use these physical principles and other chemical principles to improve our structures with respect to lifespan. The compaction process consists of a flotation of the soil particles as a result of this vibration, when the which then allows the particular arrangement of the particles into a denser states. That means previously it is the best example for the arrangement of the particles in a denser state. The compaction process consists of a flotation of the soil particles as a result of the vibration allows in a particular free arrangement. Next one is the effects of the compaction. What are the major effects and advantages? We need to have advantages and disadvantages, both we are having, but we need to positive we take, but means we need to take it as a positive way, while we have to face in a disadvantages, and we need to rectify those disadvantages in a particular structure. The sand and gravel particles are rearranged into a denser state. That means the sand and gravel particles, what are in the both the soils, we are having huge amount of void, so that whenever this technique is applied on the particular soil, there may be a huge amount of rearrangement in the particular soil strata and fractions. Next one is the ratio of this horizontal to vertical effective stress is increased significantly. Significantly means up to some standards significance. The ratio of horizontal to vertical effective stress is increased significantly. That means not in a particular rate of time. That means sudden increment is not there. There may be increment in significantly. That means particular value to value, they will be dropping down. That means the ground level. Sudden change means if there is a huge amount of void, we will vibrate. Automatically there may be falling of material from one place to another place. If there is a huge amount of voids between the particles, means the arrangement will be gradually occurring. That is called significance. Next one we are having is the permanent permeability of the soil is to be reduced by 2 to 10 fold depending upon the many factors. That means permeability. Permeability means absorbing water. That is called as the main permeability. is reduced to 2 to 10. That means normally we are having 2, that may be reduced to 10 with respect to folds depending upon the many factors. So it's permeability having many factors. Some of the cases organic matter, inorganic matter, or voids. In some of the cases we are having vegetative cover. Like that we are having different factors affecting on the permeability itself. So that we need to take some site observations. What are the site locations nearer to the structure? Is there any ponds or lakes or any rivers beds or any ground level bores or we are having? So that due to the recharge of water itself also we are having this huge amount of permeability properties itself. Next one, friction angle typically increases by up to 80 degrees. That means 8 degrees friction angle. Friction angle means the particle center to center they are observing this friction angle, how they vibrate, the vibration is take place, how they arranging each particle and particle. There may be some friction angle between those particles. Next one we are having is the enforced settlements of the compacted soil mass are in the range of 2% to 15%, typically 5%. Enforced settlements, that means if a huge amount of force is applied to settle down the particular particles, there may be compacting a soil mass with a huge equipment. There may be a settlement up to we are having minimum of 2% and maximum of 5%. Typically we will get 5% grad at most. That means in some of the soils we are having due to huge amount of voids we will get 15%. In some of the soils we have minimum percentage of 2%, but rapidly we will have a average value of 5% for the compaction. Next one we are having is the stiffness modulus can be increased to 2 to 4 folds. That means stiffness modulus. That means some type of factor will be increased to 2 to 4 per fold. What is the test pattern we need to follow? On large projects, the optimal compaction grid spacing has been determined by test grid. That means on large project means if our project area is more than 3 to 4 acres, that means if the project area is too large compared to normal projects, so that we need to follow these grid patterns, so that each and every grid we need to densify. After that we need to have some sort of values, and we need to compare those values at particular first grid, what is the value, and on that particular line and column and space we need to take it. Once we will draw particular diagrams. This is the particular soil where strata we are having. The total strata we need to take it into a particular n number of parts. This is the rows 1, 2, 3. It is the column 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 we are having. Likely we need to stratify, that means we need to mark those particular grids. In first row, first grid where what is the value, in first row, second grid where what is the value. Likely we need to observe totally here we are having 15 to 20 grids. That means 4 into 5 we are having 4 into 5 means totally 20 grids are there. For each and every grid, what is the values we are obtaining, all those we need to compare. That is the main principle of this test pattern. What is the spacing between the each grid, what is the center to center spacing between the each grid and normal spacing, all those we need to locate. Next thing is the compaction effect in the particular test grids should be as close as possible to treatment in the later production areas. That means compaction effect in the test grid should be as close as possible to the treatment of the later production areas. That means here we are having totally 20 grids. First of all we are compacted first part, that means automatically few amount of compaction will takes into the second part. Why? Because this is lies nearer to the one. Likely we are compacting totally 3, 4, 5. Automatically first layer is there, automatically second row also we are having some quantity of the compaction is done due to this primary action. In order to achieve this, is advisable to rearrange the test grids closer to each other. That means if the grids are closer to each other, automatically densification will have huge amount of value. If the grids are very far to each other, means we will get less quantity of the densification. Advantages: the treatment is localized, which is allows a customized and optimized treatment of the various soil layers, including a depth possible to treatment of the greater depth. That means localized areas which allows optimization treatment. That means whenever we are observing, optimization means with the help of our eyes and other things, other some technical equipment, we need to locate particular soil strata and particle sizes and all the other things. We need to have some basic things in our mind. What is the density we need to, what is the density of the soil is possessing, what is the density we required for particular construction, is there how much amount of densification we need to have. All those things can be easily identified because of the soil particles and whatever the strata we are observing on the particular positions and locations. Next thing is the treatment by vibrophoration compaction is only effective starting from 1 to 2 meters in the depth because of the lack of vertical confinement of the surface. Only effective starting from 1 to 2 meters. That means in the top portion also this vibrophoration is very much useful up to 6 to 7 feet. After that we are having normally densified soil, particularly in case of these clay soils and silty soils. But in case of the sandy soils and others, we are not having proper densification because of in the sandy soils and silty soils, they have huge amount of water lying there in the below layers, so that there may be required huge amount of densification. But in case of clay soils and silty soils, there may be less quantity of the water onto the below layers and others, so that these methods are advantageable to those kinds. And next one, we are having applications, in which places we need to apply those. Vibro compaction is commonly used in anti-liquefaction treatment of soils. That means anti-liquefaction means liquefaction means lying of water in the below structures. Anti-liquefaction means opposite to the liquefaction methods, particular soils. Next one, vibration compactable grounds corresponding to fact quite nicely to the grain size distribution spectrum of the soils with a strong liquefiable potential. That means what are the soils we are having, is there any strong properties on those particular soils, we need to observe, and if the soil is liquefiable or not. That means before we need to do particular methods, we need to observe the soil, is it a liquefiable soil or not. By using that we will have this application. Next one is the treatment of hydraulic blackfill and platforms reclaimed for this sea by dredging. That means whenever there is a land which is nearer to the sea beds, that means like our coastal areas, we are having huge amount of cities. So whenever we go to construct a particular project nearer to these coastal areas, so that there may be intrusion of these salts and others onto the particular soils, they may cause huge amount of loss to our foundation itself. So that we need to do some methods, so that we need to dredge the total amount of soil which was lying on the particular area, and nearer to the coastal area we need to locate some amount of walls to restrict the entrainment of water, so that we need to have some less quantity of the entrainment. The total project will have to be saved for a long last. Next one, the treatment of water is in the rear beds, we need to caissons and walls. That means it is a point we discussed, caissons and walls, the total soil which is nearer to the sea, so that we need to locate our boundary conditions which to the project. In the boundary conditions itself, in the below the ground level, we need to construct these caissons and or walls. Caissons means normally a steel structures which are intrusive to the below ground level to oppose the entrainment of water onto the particular fields. In river beds and coastal areas, normally for this construction of the shipyards and other things, we will observe these caissons and other walls. Particularly in our seaports and others, we are having huge amount of rocks are lying in the sea level, so that there may be cause some amount of erosion to the particular soil, so that to decrease the erosion, huge amount of blocks are keeping along the periphery of this river coast or sea coast. Next one is the in situ compaction of foundation shafts may be made up of these backfill materials. That means in situ compaction of foundation shaft made of backfill materials. These are called as backfill materials. That means those materials which are used to filling the outer periphery. Means what is the land we are having, to around the land we need to use these backfilling materials to reduce the entrainment of water. So that in situ foundation methods also having some sort of foundation shafts and others. Next topic is the densification by compaction piles. This is the densification by compaction piles. These things we discuss in next class.
ఎప్పటికీ కాదు. ఈ పశుపతి స్త్రీకి దాసుడైన దేవుడికి మటుకు ద్రోహం చేయలేడు. జయ బజరంగ బలి. అలా దానికి రా. ఆడదంటే అగ్ని తెలుసా, మగవాడు మైరం. ఫీల్డ్ కూడా దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకుని షాట్ ఆడాడు. ఫుల్ మార్క్స్. చహల్ కూడా ఎక్స్పెన్సివ్ 16 పరుగులు వచ్చే ఫస్ట్ ఓవర్ లో ఇంకా ఒక బాల్ మిగిలింది. మరోసారి స్టెప్ అవుట్ వికెట్ పై నుంచి సెకండ్ నెంబర్ దొరుకుతుంది. ఎక్స్పెన్సివ్ ఓవర్ 18 ఆఫ్ ది ఓవర్ 53 for no loss.
చూడు ప్రతి ప్లేయర్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ చూడు. వా భాయ్, మ్యూచువల్ ఫండ్స్ లో కూడా ఇలా అయితే బాగుంది. అన్ని ఫండ్స్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ చూసి నువ్వు మ్యూచువల్ ఫండ్ సహీ.com కి వెళ్ళు. అక్కడ నీకు ప్రతి ఫండ్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ కనపడుతుంది. కానీ కేవలం గతం నుండి పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ చూసి డిసిషన్ తీసుకోకూడదు. తర్వాత ఏమవుతుందో ఎవరికి తెలియదు.
మరి ఇలా పెట్టవాకు, మా గబక్కన చిన్న చిన్న చెట్లు ఊడిపోతాయి వాటికి.
మ్యూచువల్ ఫండ్ పెట్టుబడులు మార్కెట్ ఒడిదుడుకులకు లోబడి ఉంటాయి. స్కీమ్ కి సంబంధించిన అన్ని దస్తావేజులను శ్రద్ధగా చదవండి. ఎప్పుడైనా డబ్బులు గురించి ఆలోచించారా?